The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 254,656. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 6,231. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 1,367, with total confirmed deaths at 67. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Leslie Robbins. It's 4 p.m. on Monday, September 14th. Los Angeles County public health officials and the Board of Supervisors held a press conference this afternoon to give updates on COVID-19 and the latest trends. The county's Director of Public Health, Dr. Barbara Ferrer, said with cautious optimism that the drop in positive cases, hospitalizations, and deaths related to COVID-19 are due to the actions of the community. New data was shared that showed the link between spikes in cases and when businesses reopened, as well as around holidays when people were spending more time outside of their homes. When people were asked to initially stay home in March and most of the county's non-essential businesses were closed, cases stayed steady at about 1,000 new cases per day. But the data showed that as reopenings of recreational and non-essential businesses occurred in early May, more people were exposed to more people outside of their homes, and as a result, the county saw a spike in cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. In mid-July, the county showed similar trends that followed Memorial Day and saw the worst spike after the 4th of July. Data also showed that cases among children also spiked in late July, with the most number of cases seen by children ages 12 to 17. Dr. Ferrer said slowing the spread of transmission has required the community to work together, from government agencies to organizations to businesses to each resident in the community. She applauded everyone for taking the necessary precautions to protect not only themselves, but others as well. Healthcare providers are urging the public to get their flu shots this year. This could help avoid a double outbreak between the flu and COVID-19, which could overload the healthcare system. Medical providers are offering drive-through and outdoor flu vaccine clinics, as well as indoor facilities that follow COVID-19 safety protocols. Now, according to health officials, the flu season in California typically starts in November and peaks in January. Health experts say September and October are the best months to get the flu shot, as it takes about 2 to 4 weeks for the vaccine to develop protection. The vaccine's protection is said to last up to 6 to 9 months. Now, if people are not able to get the flu shot in the next month, doctors say it's still better late than never and to get the vaccine as soon as they can. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, a flu vaccination reduces the risk of flu illness by 40 to 60% during seasons when most circulating flu viruses are well matched to the flu vaccine, although the effectiveness of the vaccine also depends on the age and health of the person receiving the vaccine. And while people who are vaccinated can still be infected with the flu, clinicians say that vaccinations lessen the severity of the illness. In the 2018-2019 season, 58,000 flu-related hospitalizations were reported, along with 2,500 flu-related deaths. Well, speaking of the flu shot, retail giant Walmart made a very big announcement today. Nationwide, convenient flu shots will now be available at all Walmart pharmacies. This year, Walmart is launching a digital scheduler for customers to book their flu shot appointments. There will also be in-store events for flu shots with COVID-19 safety protocols in place. Walmart will also offer free flu shots to employees regardless of their insurance status. Walmart officials say they are doing this so that the country's largest workforce can stay healthy and continue to serve communities throughout the flu season. Walmart's chief medical officer, Tom Gilder, says, quote, "Flu shots are more important than ever in light of COVID-19. With our healthcare system facing the strain of the pandemic, On top of the annual flu season, getting flu shots can help lessen the burden on the healthcare industry while also protecting against at least one of the viruses affecting our well-being. We're all anxiously awaiting the COVID-19 vaccine, but by getting a flu shot now, we can do our immunity service to help keep our community safe and healthy this fall, end quote. Walmart plans to host convenient in-store events on Tuesday mornings and Thursday afternoons to encourage customers to get their flu shots when they come in for their regular shopping trips. You can go to walmart.com/flu for more information. Well, you may want to reconsider making that dinner reservation to dine out, even with so many outdoor options available right now. According to a new study released by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, health officials are suggesting a connection between the spread of COVID-19 and going to bars and restaurants. Researchers contacted more than 800 adults who agreed to participate in the study conducted in July. Of those adults, 332 reported symptoms at the time of testing and were enrolled in the study. Now, those patients were asked about their adherence to social distancing protocols and wearing a face mask, as well as their work and recreational activities prior to receiving a positive diagnosis for coronavirus. Among the social activities asked about were shopping, dining in a restaurant, and going to a coffee shop, gym, or salon. Now, about half of the participants reported shopping or visiting others inside a home within 2 weeks of reporting symptoms. Researchers say the data suggests a strong correlation between dining out and positive COVID cases, saying adults with positive SARS-CoV-2 results were about twice as likely to have reported dining at a restaurant than those with negative results. Now, this included both indoor dining as well as patio and outdoor seating, citing difficulty to maintain social distancing and mask use when eating and drinking on site. Now, of course, restaurants in Torrance that have opened outdoor dining spaces are still offering curbside pickup and takeout as well in case you decide to bring your meal home to eat. Be sure to check out the city's COVID-19 resource page to see the list of restaurants available in Torrance. Go to torranceca.gov/COVID-19. Well, after a short pause, Oxford University and AstraZeneca announced they are resuming their trial to develop a coronavirus vaccine. This comes less than a week after the study was suspended following a report possible side effect in one of the participants. The university confirmed the restart across all of its UK clinical trial sites after regulators gave the green light. The vaccine, developed by Oxford and pharmaceutical giant AstraZeneca, is said to be potentially one of the strongest contenders among the dozens of companies working on a coronavirus vaccine. The university said in large trials such as this, it's expected that some participants will become ill, and every case must be carefully evaluated to ensure careful assessment of safety. The country's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, agreed that the temporary pause of the phase 3 Oxford vaccine trial was not uncommon. He said being alert to potential adverse reactions with any new vaccine is part of the process. He added that it's one of the safety valves that you have on clinical trials. Oxford said globally 18,000 people have received its vaccine so far. Volunteers taking part in the trial are from some of the worst affected countries like the U.S., Brazil, Britain, and South Africa. Well, just like all major events during the pandemic, one of the country's longest running traditions will also go virtual this year. The Macys Thanksgiving Day Parade, a New York City institution watched by millions around the world, will take a different approach this year with safety in mind. The event, which started in 1924, will mark its 94th annual parade come November 26. In this year's televised parade, events will be staged over 2 days. The overall number of participants will be reduced by about 75%. Now, organizers said the traditional 2.5-mile parade route will not be part of this year's event. High school and college marching bands from across the country who were invited to perform will have their performance deferred until next year, with local professional marching bands taking their place. Macys officials said the parade's trademark massive balloons will still be in play this year, but without the traditional 80 to 100 handlers. Instead, there will be an innovative, specially rigged anchor vehicle framework of 5 specialty cars tested and approved by New York City police and transportation officials. Macys officials say they plan to reinvent the event for this moment in history, and viewers will still be able to feel the spirit and joy of that day on television and online. The temporary unemployment benefits of $300 a week for Californians will be short-lived, as they are expected to come to an end soon. Despite nearly 30 million Americans out of work, the unemployment insurance boost implemented by President Donald Trump was designed to be a temporary solution. President Trump signed a memorandum in August allocating $44 billion in federal dollars from the Federal Emergency Management Agency's Disaster Relief Fund to boost unemployment aid and asked states to kick in roughly $15 billion. The $44 billion covers 6 weeks of additional jobless aid starting August 1st through September 5th. California's Employment Development Department started processing lost wages assistance, or LWA, payments last week. And while California was approved for 5 weeks of LWA payments on about 1,500 total per person, the EDD is now seeking a 6-week of payments. Those who qualify would receive $300 in addition to their regular unemployment benefits. The Trump administration and congressional Republicans and Democrats have been unable to agree on a new coronavirus relief package that would include an extension of the unemployment supplement. Well, President Donald Trump made a visit to the West Coast today, a quick stop during a 3-day re-election campaign trip to assess the damage done by widespread wildfires along several western states. California Governor Gavin Newsom, along with federal fire and emergency officials, met Trump at McClellan Park, a former Air Force base just outside of Sacramento. President Trump approved a major disaster declaration for the state effective August 14th, offering individual and public assistance. Now, while Governor Newsom has strongly argued that the fires are driven mostly by global warming, President Trump, on the other hand, blames a lack of strong forest management. The Trump administration approved 10 fire management assistant grants and 24 grants for other states to provide 75% federal cost share for controlling the fires. More than 26,000 federal personnel and 230 helicopters were deployed to the region as well. Colorado, Montana, Oregon, Utah, Washington, and Wyoming are also receiving federal assistance for wildfires impacting their states. Well, several of Torrance's parks and recreation amenities remain closed today due to unhealthy air conditions. The plunge pool, Sierra Golf Course, and the splash pad at Wilson Park were closed today due to bad air quality. According to the South Coast Air Quality Management District, the air in Los Angeles County today was considered moderate to unhealthy. The SCAQMD also extended its smoke advisory to today due to the Bobcat and El Dorado fires, as well as smoke from the Central and Northern California fires that continue to affect the local air quality. Now, those with sensitive health issues are advised to remain indoors as much as possible. The United States Postal Service mailed out millions of 5x8 postcards asking voters if they plan to vote by mail to plan ahead. With just 50 days to go until Election Day, the USPS is hoping to encourage voters to make a plan on how they will vote. On the postcard, there is a checklist on how to prepare to vote by mail, which encourages voters to start early and give enough time to complete the process. Request a mail-in ballot or absentee ballot at least 15 days before Election Day, which falls on November 3rd. Once received, follow the instructions and add postage to the return envelope if needed, and mail in your ballot at least 7 days prior to Election Day. The postcard is part of a USPS campaign to educate the public on the Postal Service's role in the mail-in ballot process that started in August. The nonpartisan campaign neither encourages or discourages mail-in voting. Rather, it's designed to reach and inform all voters about the importance of planning ahead if they plan to vote by mail. A manhunt continues for the gunman who walked up to a parked patrol SUV and shot 2 Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies multiple times in what officials call an ambush-style attack. The shooting took place about 7 p.m. on Saturday near the Martin Luther King Jr. Transit Center in Compton. Surveillance video released by the Sheriff's Department showed a black individual between the age of 28 to 30 holding a pistol, walking up to the patrol car and opening fire without warning through the passenger side window. He then ran to a black 4-door sedan that sped away. Both deputies received critical head wounds but are expected to survive. The Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors authorized a $100,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of the suspect. Anyone with information can call 323-890-5500 or go online to lacrimestoppers.org to remain anonymous. Universities in California received national top rankings recently. The University of California, Los Angeles was selected the #1 public university in the nation for the 4th year in a row. It's also the only UC campus to break into the top 20 of an overall national ranking of institutions of higher education by the U.S. News and World Report. Among the 2021 Best National University ranking, a number of colleges were named in the top 35, starting with Stanford at number 6 on the list, California Institute of Technology at number 9, followed by UCLA at number 20. University of California, Berkeley came in at number 22, University of Southern California at 24, University of California, Santa Barbara at number 30, and University of California, Irvine and San Diego both landing in the number 35 spot. In this year's rankings, the U.S. News and World Report used 17 measures of academic quality to come up with the rankings. Along with each school's relative performance, student-to-faculty ratio was also weighed, along with schools' affordability, social mobility, as well as graduation and retention rates. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community. Feel-good pictures, images, and videos that reminds us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. Well, this past Friday marked the 19th anniversary of September 11th, a day when the world stood still for a moment as nearly 3,000 lives were lost. This year, the Young Americans Foundation inspired not only the community, but also city staff to help continue to honor the victims of that tragic day. Students from South High School placed 2,997 flags at Seaside Heroes Park, a flag representing each life lost that tragic day. Co-organizers Jordan Atkinson and Haley Pitchke, along with many community members and the city, helped bring this idea to life. What a great way to honor the victims of 9/11 and show how Torrance truly cares. Now, if you have a great story to share, be sure to email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that is our update for COVID-19 today. Be sure to join us again tomorrow as Colleen Farrell brings you the latest updates. Please be safe, stay healthy, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.